What's going on, y'all? I wanted to make this video because I was thinking about this yesterday. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine about this, and I've talked to God about this. And one of my biggest fears, it wasn't too much of like an extreme fear, but a fear nonetheless, was becoming wealthy or becoming rich, without having like a wife or a long-term girlfriend that I could work with, and then it makes sense that we continue to grow together. The reason I would say I think I'm there, I'm on the cusp of getting there, within the next 3 to 5 years, and I didn't or don't really know how to process it, because I always wanted to have like kind of the cliche stuff, like you go through the trenches with the woman and then you kind of work with your woman and work with each other, grow, build, and continue to grow. Just the wealth or the riches are added on an added benefit. But to make a long story short, because I know that I'm closer than I've ever been before, I don't think I would achieve that, especially with this day and age, with dating and how everything is social media and everything's socialized, right? There's not really much privacy anymore, but my mindset has started to shift from wanting a family, not completely, I still desire that, but knowing that if I were to stay here, I know that couldn't happen, especially being a rich man. I just would think more 50-50, well, not really even 50-50. I would think more, what can she do for me, and not necessarily what we can do together, because we grew together and have kids and blah blah blah. Because I don't have none of that and I'm building everything solo, once a woman would come into my life, I'm just like, I would never marry her. I would just keep my distance in terms of the wealth, in terms of how I would deal with her. So I'm not sure if any other men kind of have that type of thought process out there, that maybe you're closer than you ever been before to your success, or however you look at it, and that now that you're kind of getting to that, or you've obtained that, and you're progressing forward, how have y'all managed, or do you manage, if you are already there or have been there for a while, do you manage that women in your life that outside of immediate family or your friends, wives or daughters or whatever? Because I've friends that have nieces, and I would make sure to help them out and buy them gifts, stuff like that. But like a woman in my life, once I'm there, I don't think I want to be married. I'm already hesitant in trusting women in general, outside of like the immediates and stuff like that. But when I have the bag on top of it, I wouldn't trust women at all. Just because I would know it'd be more of a transaction-based relationship than something that was building over time. So let me know what y'all thought process on it. Love to hear what the guys have to think about it. How have you dealt with it when it comes to obtaining that type of stuff, obtaining the bag and obtaining your success? And more so for the dudes who didn't build with somebody, how do you approach relationships, just from this aspect, not all the extra stuff that kind of goes on with it, but how have you mentally either prepared for this type of conversation or thought process? And what would you give people who are on the cusp of it, looking to get into within the next couple of years of kind of where you're at? Love to hear what y'all got to say. And yeah, I'll be in the comments. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.